Got a clue, mate.
We have people,
What's your solution?
this group here, that think
World
that war is
I.
eternal.
You give
That
that,
is the
tell me the
first
reason
step.
as to why it ends.
That is the
Ukraine,
first step
Russia.
of making
What are you gonna
war
change?
eternal, is you brainwash vulnerable adults like these two here. You tell them that war is eternal. And guess what? Guess what? Vulnerable adults will believe that forever and make that a reality we all have to live in every day. Our children's been bombed in drone attacks.
Good afternoon all, my name is Wendell Daniel and welcome to Street Mike, and we're coming to you live and direct from the regular Sunday mayhem down here at Speaker's Corner, and it's 24 hours since I stood on the stage with Tommy Robinson as his photographer, and I will elaborate further on that in a few moments. But at the moment we've got Dust, and he's on his soapbox with no shoes, so we've got Dust. If this is the first time you've seen Street Mike, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Big up.
That's why the world's so messed up.
Do you want to hear it or do you want to shout?
Go on, pedestal.
Which one do you think? You're acting like confused hypocrites at the moment.
Okay.
You want me
Answer
to
the question,
speak
then. Answer
and
the
then
question.
shout over me.
Stop playing to the
And then when
crowd.
I do try to answer your question,
Answer the question,
you
mate.
behave like 9-year-old
You ain't
children.
fooling anybody.
Yes,
Answer
sorry.
the question.
You
Answer the question. Answer the question.
Christian
Answer the question.
fundamentalist.
Yeah, that's me. I'm a Christian.
Answer the question.
So, what's the first rule?
Are you assuming he's a
about
Christian, bro?
Stopping
made an assumption.
Christian weapon companies from profiting. You end the profits of all weapon companies. All weapon companies. You ban the profit from weapons. Ban anything to do with the idea of making a profit from the from selling weapons. And you ban hate speech. You ban the promotion of hating Jewish people, like Hitler did, like Tommy Robinson does today. You ban the profits from weapons, and then therefore all these profit-seeking capitalists will have no incentive from killing Jewish people, from killing Muslims, from killing Christians. Overnight, they lose their profits. But also, does anyone agree that profiting from murdering Jewish people is wrong? Anyone put your hand up if you disagree.
Don't single it out.
Disagree.
Don't single it out.
Does anybody?
I don't believe in people.
Does anyone disagree?
What about the Palestinians? You're talking about a genocide that the weapon companies are benefiting from, and you're talking about the Jewish people.
Does anyone?
Is that a bit of white privilege here? White privilege.
To make profit of killing Jewish people.
Under the rubble right now.
No, one person
Jewish
here
people.
thinks that
The
making profit
hypocrisy. How
of
dare
killing
you
Jewish
stand
people
there on that
is wrong.
pedestal? What Jewish people?
Is
Talk
right.
about the Palestinians. Why are you talking about religions?
Yes.
Talk about the Arabs that are being buried under the rubble.
When I finish my sentence,
You kept saying
when I
Jewish
finish
people.
my sentence,
I would be tolerant.
I will. It's wrong to make profit off the weapon
You are
companies.
the problem.
And the weapon companies
White
are
privilege.
making
Single
profit.
them out, colonial
Oh,
mindset
the
right
murder
there.
of Jewish people.
What about the rest of the
Does
bloody
anyone
world?
think? Now, does anyone think
Unbelievable, the
it's right to make profits off murdering Muslims?
Answer her question.
Does anybody here raise your hand
Answer her
if
question.
you think it's right
Coward.
to make profits
Coward.
off murdering Muslims?
Coward.
Raise your hand. You think it's right?
Reductionist approach.
You got
You're not answering me.
Answer her question.
Answer.
Killing Muslims.
What about killing Palestinians?
One person thinks it's okay to make profit. Is it? Make profit off murdering Christians? Raise your hand if you think it's okay to make profit off murdering Christians.
Well, you ask me
Raise
questions
your
and
hand.
You don't listen to the answer.
Raise your hand.
You're a false.
Do you think it's
starter, mate.
okay to make profit off murdering Christians? Not one person
That little
here.
girl can answer that. Why are you
Apart
wasting
from
time?
one person.
Human beings.
We've had one person that thinks
How
it's
is this a
right.
religious conversation? Speak about humans.
Why do you think it's right to make profit of murdering Jewish people?
I think
Muslims.
I think it's very wrong to make profit out of anything.
why-
Except, I want you to answer the lady's question. Why are you not including Palestinians
I said-
and other people?
Does anyone?
Just talking about Jewish all the time.
Because there are millions of people on this, billions of people on this
Speak about
planet.
the Palestinians.
Why are you
Just
talking about
mention Jewish
religion?
people.
Speak about human beings.
If you were here before, because through the
Why are you speaking
Israel
about
war,
the Jews?
the war in Israel is a religious
It's not a
war.
war.
It is a fundamentally
It's
a
a
war.
genocide. There's no army on the other side. There's hundreds of thousands of
It's also a
civilians that are being
genocide.
killed.
It's a
It's also a
genocide,
genocide
and
for
it
a
is a
war.
war. It's both things, and both things are illegal. And both. Can you get back, Plath? Thank you
don't
very
have
much.
a coherent argument. You
So
really
does
don't.
anyone think it's right to make profit of killing Palestinians? Anyone? No. There's your answer. No one here. So why do we let weapon companies make profits when Jewish people, Muslims, Palestinians, gay people, everybody on the planet that is being murdered in a war?
What do you class your
Why do we let the weapon companies make profit of it? Not one person here said it was fine to make profits out of genocide. And yet all of us are stood on this planet with weapon companies promoting and creating war and division.
Hate preacher.
That's exactly
Hate
what
preacher,
the
mate.
weapon
You're a
companies
hate
do.
preacher.
They
You've
pay
said nothing
for
other than
hatred.
how to hate and how
They
to
pay
divide people.
for war.
You are
They
the division.
pay for
You are the
vulnerable
division.
adults
You
who
are
have
the
become
division.
fundamentalists
You're the problem.
and murder.
You are the
I'm
problem.
the problem because I think
You're
war
the
is
problem because
bad.
you say nothing but hate.
He thinks I'm the problem.
Hate.
Because
Does
I
anybody
don't
else
stand
think
up
he's
and
not the
defend
problem?
genocide.
Is he not the problem?
I don't stand to defend genocide. I've become
What
the
do
problem.
you stand for? Do you even
I've
know?
become the problem.
Do you
ladies
even
and
know what
gentlemen.
you stand for?
This man thinks I'm a problem because I think genocide is wrong.
You're preaching hate.
I think profits from weapon companies is wrong.
Well done, it is.
And he
Amen.
calls me
Amen.
the hate speaker.
Because you said nothing but
How
hate,
perverted,
how not to love, how to divide
vulnerable,
people.
How weak is
You
this
are a
human being
hate preacher.
that thinks that promoting
You
against
are,
hatred
you are
means I'm a
child
hate
of
speaker.
Satan.
This is the living embodiment
Child
of
of
perversion.
Satan.
He is
Dust has just been called a hate preacher. Dust, you're a hate preacher.
Hatred. Hello.
Dust, look into the camera to all those people on YouTube. You've just been called a hate preacher. What do you have to say?
Well, it's not hate to end genocide. It is not hate to say your different religions, your different humanities
What's the answer?
can live together.
What's the answer?
But the man here, I think, are you a Tommy Robinson fan?
What's the answer?
Are you a Tommy Robinson?
What's the answer?
Street
Mike,
Mike is a
you
Tommy
know him.
Robinson fan. Big up.
You know him. Is he a Tommy
What's
Robinson?
the answer?
Tommy
I'll
Robinson.
give you my position after. What's the answer? Stop
So,
trying to get around the point, mate.
if you stand up and say hatred,
Preach hatred.
hatred of genocide,
Preach hatred.
rape, and all the tools which conclude in the stealing of land, if you stand up and say no to that, suddenly you're the hate preacher.
You've said nothing but
Suddenly,
division and hate
you're
against
the
everybody,
person
mate.
that's
You can't answer a
causing a
single question.
criminal act.
You can't answer a
But
single
guess
question.
what? What happens when we say no to violence? The profits go down of the weapon companies.
You will never
That's
get
the
an end to
first thing.
violence. Violence is a human thing,
He's
bro.
born and brainwashed to think violence is forever. And guess
Has
what?
it never been
If you
eternal, bro?
think
From
violence
day
is
one.
forever,
From day one.
you will always have violence.
Give me proof that it has never been that way, that we've changed it. Where's the proof
Do you
that
want
it's
to
never
see
always
violence
been
end?
that way?
Do you want to see violence end?
Of course I do.
And do you want to see weapon companies lose their profit?
Of course I do.
There you go. We agree. Ladies and gentlemen,
Agree on what?
Tommy Robinson
Hold your position.
has said
What do we agree
that
on?
he wants to end weapon profits from weapon companies.
What's wrong with that?
He wants to end the horror which weapon companies commit. These weapon companies
is wrong with that?
own your religions, Your religions are free from influence. They don't listen to God. What they do listen to is the weapon companies. And your religions
Why are you obsessed
are
with
there
weapons
for one rule only: to promote stealing land,
like hate.
to promote war, and to promote hatred.
Hatred.
That's what your religious leaders have always done. They've always done that. They stole your spirituality.
What's your views on?
They stole your love with God. They stole your love, and they stole it because they can make profits from it.
Taking heads off babies and taking them off women.
That's why they stole your religion. They stole your religion.
It's too much hate.
Gay people, Muslims.
You're the hater. You're the hater.
And that's why you're here. Because you love to be owned.
Hater.
You love to be owned. And why do you love it?
I'm owned by
Because
Jesus
it
Christ.
promises
I am owned
violence.
by Jesus Christ,
It
my Lord and
promises
Saviour.
violence in the name of God.
In the name of
That's
God.
why he believes in God.
Why do I believe in God?
He believes in God because it excuses violence, rape, and hatred.
You've just heard me say that I don't agree with none of that. So
Your
you're
dad
talking
put your
crap,
hand
mate.
up at the wrong moment.
You're talking crap, mate.
Don't blame me for his faux pas. Don't blame me for his faux pas. But, ladies and gentlemen, we had about 30, 40 people here just a moment ago, and all of us said murdering in the name of profit is absolutely abominable.
Nobody answered your question,
Absolutely
mate.
abominable.
You said that yourself.
And that we must, therefore,
You've lost it, mate.
all of us,
You've lost it.
help to end the profits made by weapons.
How do we do that?
Even Tommy Robinson.
How do we do
Even
that?
Tommy Robinson here.
How do we do
wants
that?
to end the profits of
How
weapon
do we
companies.
do it? You've got the answers on your platform. How do we do it, mate?
The communities, all communities, own the weapon companies.
Right, so how do we stop all that happening? You've got all the mouth, but you ain't got an answer yet.
The
What's your
community,
answer?
the
What's your
community
answer, mate?
owns the weapons. And
Right.
they decide
Okay.
under law when weapons will be used.
So what's your answer?
I just gave you my
That's
answer.
not an answer. You're just explaining
You
when the
didn't
weapons
hear.
will be used.
It's not
What's
my
your
fault
answer?
you are deaf.
No,
What
I
shall
didn't
we
hear
do?
either.
It's not my fault you're deaf. You need to
What
listen
shall
up.
we do?
I can shout no louder than this.
What should we do, platform?
And also, I'm one of the loudest speakers in this park.
You're t-
And if you're still deaf after this voice,
Loud doesn't
maybe
mean right.
there's a
Loud doesn't mean
problem
right.
with you.
Loud doesn't
Maybe,
mean right, mate.
maybe there's a problem with you.
You're loud because
I
you're
don't
shouting
stand in
your head
front
off
of you and
because
say
you're
I'm
making
deaf.
sense. No one said.
So don't moan to me.
I think he needs a cuddle. I think he needs a cuddle, mate. That's it.
Yeah,
He's had no love.
if you don't like genocide, then you're a murderer. You're a hatred. If you don't like murdering Muslims,
If I don't like genocide, so do you like genocide?
then there's something wrong with
Do
you.
you like genocide?
There's something
He
wrong
just
with
said if you don't like genocide, you're
murder.
Excuse me, sir.
You don't like
Excuse me,
genocide.
sir. Step forward. I'm live. Step forward. I'm live. Let me interview you.
Yes, I'll
Step
have a look.
forward. Step
Can't be
forward.
more
Put the microphone on. I like good sound. Don't worry about that. I get used to it every day. So, good afternoon, sir. We're currently live on YouTube. What's your name?
My name's Sam.
So, Sam, look in the camera. Yeah. Have we ever met before?
I seen you just a quick glimpse yesterday.
You've seen me a quick glimpse yesterday.
You
Well,
probably shook a lot of people's hands, so I don't think you'd remember.
why, where was I yesterday?
At a Tommy Robinson march.
At Tommy Robinson March, did you not see me on the stage photographing Tommy the entire day?
Yes, I did, but
Maybe you should
I
be
was
listening
starstruck by everyone, to be honest with you.
All right then, so you were starstruck by me being there.
Right, and yeah, we're going with that. We're going with that, boy.
Yeah, so
It was
this
you, it was
geezer-
you, weren't the rest of them. It was you.
Yeah, so this geezer next to you, his name is Dust. Yeah, because he's full of dust.
He is, but-
What do you think about what he had just had to say?
to talk about me.
Can
I'm
you
going
come
to
out of the way,
interject.
sir, because we're talking,
You
mate.
brought
We're
you
talking, mate.
vote my name. If you do that, then I will interject.
No.
Don't talk about me when I'm right here. Okay?
No, I am
No, it's you.
speaking
You don't talk
about...
about me when I'm not here.
Don't do
Not
bad
talking
manners.
about
I've got no class.
You should
Yeah,
know
but we're
that.
I've got
talking.
no
You got
class.
bad manners. You just interrupted the convo
No,
with your
you
bad
brought-
manners.
you used my name.
I didn't.
Don't use my name.
I used your name. I did.
You know what? You got to remember.
Every step forward, don't be distracted
Sorry,
by
mate.
dust. It's dust. Dust. So, don't worry about him. So, what did you think of
Every time
the...
you call my name, I come over.
So, what did you think yesterday?
learn a simple
You were
lesson.
called Tommy Robinson by dust, and yesterday you saw me at the Tommy Robinson event. So the question is, what was your assessment of what you saw yesterday?
I think, to be honest with you, it was more than I thought it was going to be. I think I've seen over 100,000 people on. I think that's what was put up on the internet. I'm not sure, obviously, media and that. But for that many people to show up and all be in one sort of spirit, one unity, one love for the country, no racism, no colouring divulgence, nothing like that, all together as a country, as the UK, as a connected kingdom, I thought it was absolutely beautiful. And I thought the speech that Tommy gave was beautiful and brave, because he knows the outcome of what's going to happen. I love seeing 2C. I'm just going to shout his name out now because I'm all about Mayor 2C. Yeah, I think the day was absolutely beautiful. It was lovely the fact that nobody kicked off. It was good that nobody caused any problems. Yeah, I was more than happy with how it went. I think we just a bit more.
Let's talk specifically about the documentary film which Tommy released yesterday. As you know, there was a court injunction preventing him from doing that, and as a direct result of him releasing the film yesterday, potentially within the next week he could be in prison. What do you think of what he disclosed yesterday, specifically to do with the film and the criminal justice system?
I think he did exactly what he should have done, and he was brave enough to do it as well. All he's done is speak the complete truth, and that he got scared knowing that he was going to give the truth out, so they had to give him the worst sort of penalty. They said, if you do this, we're going to do this. They're going to try and get him any other way anyway, so this is just one way of them getting him. They're going to get him from every angle. He's going to be attacked from all over the place. So he can only do what he can do, and the fact that he did it to give us all the truth, and now it's going to be all over the media, as much as they try and separate it, that we've got our people to do the media, everyone's going to see the truth. The same as when 2C did the truth on what happened in Manchester. We all know what's going on, everyone knows what the truth is, and I'm glad we've got a man like Tommy standing there up for us to be the voice for it all.
But when did you join yesterday? At what time of day? Did you start at the Royal Courts?
At the very start, yeah, the very start.
At the Royal Courts?
Yes.
So tell me what it was like for you when you was at the Royal Courts and you saw Tommy approaching, and he had tens of thousands of people there. You had all of the stewards in front of them. Yeah, I was part of Tommy's entourage because I was Tommy's photographer yesterday.
You've earned it, though, come on.
No. I wasn't live streaming yesterday. I was a photographer, taking stills, because that's what I do. So when you saw, don't worry about him, when you saw Tommy approaching, describe that feeling.
I didn't see Tommy, we was more in the middle, so I didn't get to see Tommy approaching.
You can hear.
Yeah, oh mate, I could hear it, and the atmosphere was absolutely amazing. The chants, there was some I didn't agree with, some that I really did agree with. But the chants, the atmosphere, it was absolutely beautiful. When we seen him on stage, and he come out, and to me, like, I've been watching him and studying him, the same as I've been studying everyone else in this park for the last year and a half, 2 years. So to me, seeing him, I was all a bit excited and this and that, so I'm going to have to go back and watch it all.
You were starstruck.
I really was, and I'll tell you why. It's not because I respect what they're doing, I respect the truth, and I respect the people standing up ready to do it. And that's why, it's not because he's a big name or he's a face, it's what he's coming out with, what he's speaking, his aim and his vision on where the country should go, and I think he deserves everything.
Do you believe that Tommy Robinson has matured and changed since the setting up of the EDL?
100%, yeah. And I think the thing is, God puts things on people's hearts which people might not agree with, but he had something put on his heart to see. I think he went all in to realise the mistakes so he could make the difference now. Like, if he'd have carried on with that, he wouldn't have been the name he is. So I think you learn a lesson in life, God puts lessons on your heart, and then you choose to take it, and he went the right way with it. He's doing it right. You can see it's about love, you can see there's no racism, you can see it's all about unity, and that guy's got my 100% support all the way, man.
In regards specifically to unity, what was your feeling assessment when you saw Joseph? I'll explain who he is. He was the black guy dressed in the Union Jack outfit. Did you see him? Right. Hold on. Before you get there, Joseph is my friend.
He's a guy.
Yeah, I saw him, and I initially he was in the mass crowd. Yeah, because I was behind the scenes.
He had the best outfit.
Yeah, I got him a press pass to get him in the press circle. And when Tommy, because he wasn't part of what was going on. And then I said to Tommy, I went up to him and I whispered in his ear, and I said, Joseph, you see where he's wearing? And I said to him, I want to photograph Tommy and Joseph together at the end. But he said, no, call him on the stage.
Oh, even better, mate. Like, he comes up rocking up, and that's the best thing he could have had. Like, I'd have loved to maybe come with something like that, but he was prepared for this. He was prepared for this. He looked dapper, he looked sick, man. That's what you need to see, more things like that to get all the colours going, get the people going, man. Like, he was good what he did.
Have you ever seen Joseph before?
Nah, it's the first time I've seen him, bro.
Would you believe, I know him well, he's well known to royalty.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but he's got a lot of charisma about him, so you can see he's a bit of a dark horse here and there. He's got something there, innit? I respect that, yeah.
And you saw Mayor Tussie there, and you saw other people, you know.
I've got so much support and love for that guy, bro. Tussie, even though the trouble he's been facing, the threats he's had, like, and he's still doing it, he's still going, and I think all the respect to the world for him. I love the guy. Sam's, I love everyone on that same sort of platform doing their thing and pushing out the truth. Like, he's a brilliant guy, mate.
But do you know something? What I'm really happy and proud with, I'm a photographer. People know me from doing this, but I'm a photographer, And Aidan, who is Tommy's cameraman, I said to him, who's photographing this event? So no one. So I said, I'm going to forfeit everything about live streaming to be a photographer. Can you imagine the imagery I captured yesterday?
Right, I know. You've got to, when you're going to get it all up, is it all up on the website already?
No. Because I do this and funerals and it is going to be 1 week. Then you're going to see an album.
I understand.
Hundreds of photographs.
I cannot wait for it, honestly. It was a beautiful day, mate, beautiful experience, and I wish for many more.
Excellent stuff. All I can say is thank you very much. And is this your first time at Speaker's Corner?
It's my first time at Speaker's Corner.
What's your assessment so far being here?
Mate, I feel like it's a place from home. Honestly, when I say I study this place, I do about 8 to 12 hours of studying on this place, on different religions, on absolutely everything. This is where I've wanted to be for a long time. To be here now is absolutely... And to see you, mate, like, I've only seen you through a screen, so to actually chat with you and talk to you, mate.
So you've seen me on the screen at Tommy Robinson?
And at home, innit? I watch you come live every Sunday, innit? You and Big Nose.
Yeah.
So I'm always flicking between who's got the most interesting sort of content, you know what I mean? I've got to say that, bro, sorry.
So let's talk... Hagler! Call him. If you look in the camera.
Yes, mate.
So let's talk about Big Nose. Yeah.
I don't know too much about him. I don't know.
But you said you like him. So what's your assessment of Big Nose?
I didn't say I like him. I said I watched both yours and his. I watched both yours and his. I don't dislike him or like him. I just...
Stay there. You stay there. So I'm now going to interview both of you. So introduce yourself.
Jeremy from Hyde Park.
Sam from Kidderminster.
So Jeremy and Sam, both of you yesterday were at the Tommy Robinson event, yes or no?
Tommy Robinson.
So Jeremy, what was your assessment of Tommy's event yesterday?
I loved it. And then what we saw the gays and lesbians and LGBTQ dust types, right, getting beaten up, right? Getting beaten up yesterday, and they learned their lesson as well, right?
Oh, you liking violence, are you?
Is that what you're so angry?
Well, yeah.
Exactly. There we go, ladies and gentlemen.
At least we've got a pair. Look at him.
What do we have?
Jesus
when
is here.
You stand up, you hate Jesus as well.
Why, do you believe in Jesus?
Do you hate Jesus?
Do you believe in Jesus?
Let's go back to Tommy Robinson.
Tommy.
So, why did you go yesterday?
Why did I go? Because I want my country back. That's why I went.
So you wanted your...
Yeah, I want my country back.
So was you surprised when you saw me on the stage with Tommy Robinson?
You were there holding his hands, basically, and Lawrence Fox was there as well.
He was.
Yeah.
All the big guns were there.
All the big guns
and I
were
was
there.
their photographer. But are you surprised of the declaration Tommy made about the documentary film and he may get imprisoned?
I know.
He's brave, isn't it?
He took a lot of risks. Tommy's got a lot of bollocks.
Yes.
Basically, the
Big
Muslims lawyers grassed up his home address where his wife and children live and sleep, and that's bang out of order. Islamic, what do you call them, legal aid lawyers? who wants Shimama? Who wants
Tommy
Shimama?
Robinson grassed up a journalist and went to prison for attacking a journalist who he promoted their address of the journalist.
He wasn't
so
a
Tommy
journalist.
Robinson
He was
is all for doffing people, all for prompting out their
just had to go
people's
at people
addresses.
for manners.
He was an Antifa member. Just like you, he was Antifa.
My name's Dust.
Don't be a hypocrite.
I jump in and can be a hypocrite and admit it. I'm not ashamed.
Okay, crack on.
And you got no shoes on as well. No.
Today he is Jesus. So tell me something. If Tommy gets in prison later this week or in the future,
I will be sending him money for his canteen.
But Jesus,
No, they'll have him on basic. They'll have him on basic. He'll get about £2.50 no tobacco.
They better keep him away from the Muslim grooming gangs inside all of the prisons in London now.
The thing is, it's a
honest with you.
place for him now.
Nobody talks about the prisons, but the prisons are full of Muslims in London, right? There are five Friday prayers because they can't cram all of them in the same prayer room. So they have 5 different Friday prayers in Wormwood Scrubs, in Brixton, in Wandsworth, all over these prisons in London.
It's like the minority on the street.
So the majority of the criminals who are committing crime, selling drugs, right, and importing drugs are Muslims gangs.
so what have you got against Muslims, Jeremy?
It's Islam. I don't like the Islam. I like Muslims. I love Muslims. They're my brothers. They're my people.
I just don't want to get.
It's the ideology.
I just don't want to. I want to basically be able to defend myself. I don't want to get blown up when I'm sitting on a bus, or I don't want to get blown up when I'm sitting on the London Underground.
They can be dark people.
That's
Use
the
Christianity
only
as a
thing it
weapon. It's the same people.
Sir, you got to learn, when you got a microphone it's transmitting, and you got to look in there, and you can't fucking swear on my channel. Yeah. In closing, yeah. So Sam, you've been in London, what now, 48 hours?
So we come here Friday. We come down here Friday to make sure the trains weren't delayed. And that.
Where you from?
Sorry, can you speak English, please?
We came down here Friday.
Where from? Birmingham?
From Birmingham, well, yeah, just called
Kidderminster.
Kidderminster.
Oh my.
Kidderminster.
Kidderminster.
Can I ask you a quick question? Have you been to a place called Huddersfield, Birmingham, Edgbaston, places like that? Is it like Karachi and Pakistan?
I'll answer that in my own time. I'll let you carry on with that.
Because I've been there. I've been to all of these places. Dewsbury, I've been to Derby, I've been to Bolton, I've been to Birmingham. It just resembles Jalalabad. Karachi. So what's these countries come to? I mean, when are these white people going to wake up and actually kick out 8 million pounds a day they're paying for Afghan asylum seekers, Iranians, Syrians, right?
But the British people are not white, though. That's not just the white people.
Yeah, I know. Everyone got to wake up. It's costing you £8 million a day.
Is that not money well spent when we consider the fact that immigration has made this country great?
Yeah, immigration, controlled immigration.
Yeah, I agree.
Australian-style immigration. Immigration, not mass marauding migration.
You can learn a lot of cultures, different ones, but not too much. Not too much.
But please answer this question, yeah. What is wrong, yeah, with an immigrant, an illegal immigrant who has sneaked into the country, yeah, and that person has a skill, and as a direct result of the skill he's got, or she, we can get our work done cheap.
The thing is, it depends on the idea of what they're coming. If they're coming over with skills and things like that and it can add to the country, then sound, because we can learn a lot of other people and people can learn a lot of us. Okay. That sound is when they come over with an ideology of ethnic cleansing. That's where the issue comes.
I put it to you. First, they don't speak English. They need an interpreter to go to the doctor. They need an legal aid lawyer. Basically, they're a
that's creating employment. That's creating employment.
Burden. They don't speak the English. Right. So it's like me jumping on a boat and pissing off to Japan. I can't do anything there. All I can do is just sit there, let the Japanese feed me. It's the same thing with the Syrians and the Afghans and the Iranians that are coming over here, paying Kurdish mafia 8,000 or 9,000 euros a piece to have a seat on that dinghy, which 10,000 euros by the time you get here. I mean, how can you, an average English person, he lives hand to mouth, like he's only got 50 fucking quid by the time he finishes.
Stop fucking swearing on my channel.
He's got 50 quid, right?
It's impossible.
How can an Afghan asylum seeker have 10,000 euros? How is that?
I can tell you how. He or she has saved their money by being thrifty in how they spend.
At least give me a right to get the idiot.
So you're telling me?
Give me a chance to be an idiot,
Fuck off! He's got a microphone on. Piss off!
Anyway, you just come up here, hatred.
The whole system is corrupt.
I'll come to you in a minute.
It's not all corrupt.
It is.
Don't talk about
You've got corrupt judges.
I'll get you.
You've got corrupt,
Don't leave him hanging, man.
You've
I've
got
got you,
corrupt
brother.
Muslim lawyers, right? Like the one we saw yesterday at the Tommy Robinson march, yeah? And you got...
Oh, Tommy Robinson! Oh, Tommy! Shut up and come away. Piss off!
Who's this idiot? Who's this idiot?
Yes. No, child grooming gangs.
Do you know about the numbers of sexual assaults? Like, is it proportional? Do you know about?
Pakistani minicab drivers.
Sure, let's go for that. Yes, yeah.
Rochdale grooming gangs.
Okay, do you know the numbers? Do you know the numbers? What are the numbers?
They're over 1,000.
Yes.
Ratio numbers, population numbers.
Paedophile red gangs, all wrong.
You've got to be careful. You've got to be careful. If you go around trying to fight this, which I think is a good cause to fight against abuse, but you must know the numbers. You must become racist. I have looked into this about 2 years ago, and I found that it was actually wildly small proportion of.
So what's your point then?
That I think Tommy's point is Islam and bringing in this culture is causing a load of sexual assault to go up. But I don't think the numbers are showing that. I think he's highlighting small cases. I agree though. If
Do you know who did this?
It doesn't matter who or what race people are. It's dirty people all over the world,
right?
It doesn't matter.
It wasn't Japanese or Chinese people. It was, right? It was him and all of them Saudi people that did that, 9/11. Do you know who blew up the London Underground? Muslims did. Do you know who blew up Manchester Arena? Muslims did, right? His type. And do you know who the majority asylum seekers are in this country? Muslims. So, in this country, America, no, shut up, man. America's done it, right? I am Messiah.
Big up, 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 big up.
I am Messiah.
So for those of you who are watching, my name is Wendell Daniel, and welcome to Street Mike, and we're coming to you live and direct from Speaker's Corner, from the regular Sunday mayhem, and behind Sam and also Jeremy, we've now got the Messiah, and the Messiah is the person who told me that God sent him an email and it made him the Messiah. Alright, the man behind you is the Messiah. God sent him an email. Messiah, come forward, come forward, come forward, come forward. So let me, the Messiah, let me put this on there. Stay there, stay there. So the Messiah, come forward, come. So look into the camera. So the Messiah, how you been?
I've been trying to stop a World War III.
So before we talk about World War III, let's talk about the inquiry that was held in America after the assassination attempt of Trump. Excuse me. What do you have to say?
It's all lies.
What's all lies?
It was all made up.
Was it fake news?
That's right, make Trump the next president.
Yeah. But are you...
Kamala was rubbish.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Kamala, your nephew.
Can you talk about Imran Khan?
Hold on, not yet. We'll get to Imran Khan in a minute.
Messiah. He should not be in jail.
Are you telling me, if you step back a bit, are you telling me that what happened with Donald Trump was fake news? Are you saying he wasn't shot? It was shrapnel coming off the... What happened?
He just scratched himself, so it started to bleed. If a bullet had hit him, his head would have been blown off.
Okay.
The bullet it was used in the gun to kill elephant.
I don't. Let's agree, if a bullet hit his head, it would have blown his head off.
No.
Hold on. I'm using your arguments, yeah. So what was it, that killed the man?
That was the bullet with the
From where? From where?
With the Trump. With the Trump, he scratched his ear.
He scratched
and
himself.
He started to bleed. Yes.
He scratched himself.
First, he went for like this.
So why do you believe that Donald Trump scratched himself?
So he can get elected as a president.
Yeah, but we know.
What's wrong with him?
Yeah.
He's a good person, but establishment won't let him govern America.
Who is the establishment?
Establishment are people in intelligence service, people who govern the country, and politicians, they don't govern.
So, but what has God told you to do to intervene in the American election process to make sure that the holy person is elected?
And God revealed to me, the fire will become cool for you.
The fire will become cool. So how did God reveal this? Did he use
The
Twitter?
fire will not burn me.
You can walk on fire, can you? Like the guru.
The Messiah.
So I leave it to you. I live in the real world.
The Messiah. In the real world, did God reveal himself via Twitter or email?
He come to see me in person.
Hold on. Last week you told me it was on X, on email.
That God has come to see me in person. He came with 7 angels.
7
Oh, 7 angels.
It was
What did he look like?
September 2019.
What did he look like?
Sunday afternoon.
What did he look like? Hold on, you weren't at Speaker's Corner.
He appeared as human being, and he was wearing long dress like Arabic. He had no feet.
He was an Arab
God
man.
had no feet.
God had no feet. So how did he walk? How did he walk?
In 1 second, his legs were moving, but there were no feet. And
but why didn't
in
you
one
get?
second, in 1 second, he took me to take his photo. Me and God traveled 300 meters.
Oh, so you were teleported.
Have you seen your
You're idiot. He's wasting my time.
Yes.
I mean, World War III have started.
So when did World War III start? Sir,
It
sir,
has
we're
already
live.
begun.
When
It
did
has
World War
already
III start?
It's spreading all over Middle East.
Because you encompass racism as a bullhead. I've been attacked by the leader of the Zionists.
Hold on. Move back. I will let you talk. I will let you talk.
Are so busy, you haven't even noticed that Zionists want to attack famous people.
Move back a bit.
Are you homeless?
I'm homeless. I'm a human being. And guess what? I like to protest.
And also, you're a Hamas supporter.
No,
You are, because you're wearing you're wearing a Hamas gashmak.
Hey,
That's a Hamas uniform.
Excuse me. So you're a McDonald's supporter?
No, I mean I just
You've
support
been to McDonald's.
I support my own stomach.
You've been to McDonald's,
What's
right?
wrong with McDonald's?
Well, they make a modified chicken with 3 heads and 14 breasts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. I cannot believe what Speaker's Corner has become over the last few years.
Mocking by talking. Yo, so Ras the Mouse isn't a mouse, is a real man. My skateboard's over there and my professional instrument's here. I'm a little bit tired of the fact that I'm being abused by white supremacy, which is a bunch of people waving this lion, instead of waving their dragon, which is what they are. Since you come from dragon's blood and are only interested in the blood of others, using the dragon to worship and sacrifice.
This is what happens when there are cutbacks with the NHS mental health unit. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you let a nutter like that speak for like 10 minutes, and then now we have another nutter who doesn't make sense.
Excuse me. Who are you calling a nutter?
You are.
When you live in the world of sociopaths.
Yes. Yeah. So you're a normal and we're all mad. Is that what you're saying?
listen to me carefully, people out there in TV world.
Now look at them and talk to them.
I have spent 4 years in immigration detention, seen a psychiatrist every week, who has told me to watch out for the people of the United Kingdom because I'm normal and they are sociopaths.
Why did you need to see a psychiatrist?
So qualified that I am in a big hurry to prove that you're a sociopath.
Can I tell you something? Why don't you wake up in the morning and get a real job, get some money, get on with your life, build yourself a family, build yourself a house, just like the rest of us, right? Pay your taxes.
Why don't you stop being racist?
It's not racist.
Hey, why don't you stop being racist and pay me the money you owe me for the last...
Pay you?
Yes.
Pay you?
Yes,
Sir, can I ask you a question? Please demonstrate, sir, when and how Jeremy was racist, then we can talk about reparations.
Standing in your face, and we'll leave the country to prove to you, you just insulted the wrong person talking about get a job. I work every day, and
Doing what?
You don't show it.
Doing what?
Excuse me.
What, are you a busker on the London Underground?
Never.
Well, you got your musical instrument there. What are you doing there?
Never.
You know exactly. Well, you don't play from McDonald's.
Being racist.
How has he been racist?
Being racist.
How's that racist?
How has he been racist?
Because he assumes that, one, I play guitar.
What's that got to do with race?
You're back, you moron.
What has that got to do with race?
Because Jimi Hendrix is left-handed, playing upside down. This is right-handed world, and right-handedism allows you to be the people. I'm all right. Are you all right?
I'm all right.
I know.
Don't need any
Well, me, I'm not all right.
Yeah, I know you're not.
Yeah, I'm part balanced, so I'm left out by you and your racist, bigoted persona.
See that?
Big up.
Big up, street mate.
I'm glad you don't understand what balance is.
Are you waiting for the Notting Hill Carnival to start?
Yes.
Yes, I know. It'd be, So what do you think on basically the shooting in Notting Hill last week of a 15-year-old? I mean,
I am appalled.
Yeah.
I'm appalled that you all think you can gangbang in Britain.
Yeah.
This is gangbanging in Los Angeles.
Are there bullet wounds then?
Yes. Yeah. And guess what?
How did they miss?
They didn't miss. This one went point blank through here and came out.
Oh, you're a bit like Trump. You've been shot at as well.
No. Nobody's like me. Because when I put
you dodged the bullet.
I didn't dodge any of them. Yeah, all 5 of them went through my body, and I got victims' compensation that doesn't fit into privatised NHS because they're not allowed to accept money. They're little boroughs. Big question. Since I started protesting, and my first protest was Holborn Police Station. How can you have one police station for the whole of central London?
Yeah.
Now you have mass crime because bigots like you are busy making out your own narrative instead of following real activists.
Why don't you talk to the black community?
Why don't you talk to
your brethren? Tell them, look.
The black community?
Yes. Why don't you become a mentor? Why don't you talk against knife
I went
crime?
to school, and black is the absence of light. So I don't know what black community he's talking about.
What colour are you?
Oh, people come in colours now.
Yeah, of course you do.
Oh, they do.
Yeah,
hey, when you looked at the rainbow last, right? Didn't it have every colour?
7 colours.
So light is made out of colour.
Yeah.
Now you want to tell me that because you can see a colour in him and a colour in him. In fact, let me describe. You're an Eritrean. You're a Somalian. Oh, because you're the same colour.
He's a white man.
According to you.
Yeah, well,
I don't see him as a white man. Hey, those shoes.
Excuse me, sir, my camera's here.
Oh, Caucasian, you mean?
Caucasian white.
Because you can't use the word Negro because you'll say nigger and get taken off there quick.
Listen.
Hold on, sir. Why would he get taken off air to say nigger or coon?
No.
Behind closed doors, he's slip of the tongue. His friends that he hangs out with. How can tokenism that allows you to...
How can 50 Cent use the N-word and get away with it, and Biggie, and also Snoop Dogg and all of them rappers?
You think
they call the woman bitches. They're women.
Excuse me.
Whores.
He thinks.
Yeah. But why is that?
Let me express this.
Why is it you disrespect your own community?
He thinks Snoop Dogg's using the N-word is a problem.
Yeah.
No, the problem is him and the Crown and Rupert Murdoch bleeping Barack Obama using the N-word. We don't need you to tell us when to use the N-word. Yo, I'm a nigger. N-I-G-G-A. Never ignorant, getting goals accomplished. I don't need you to tell me what words to own or what to do with words. What I will tell you is, please stop calling me uncle, because I'm not your uncle, and you're making me feel that I should get a job like he says, so I can prove that I'm Uncle Tom. Yo, I am sick of the backhanded, colonial, racist bullshit that you people come out with.
So where do your roots lie?
My roots?
Yes.
I think they lie...
Ethiopia?
I think my roots actually lie with God, you know, Allah Akbar.
Allah Akbar.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, that very same God is the one who enslaved you.
Oh, God's enslaved me?
Yeah, he did.
When he enslaved you?
You know, he didn't enslave me because I turned my back on God. And you got
wonderful for you.
You've got Palestinian flag nail varnish as well.
Yeah, because I don't mind attacking the anti-homophobic people like you.
Do you not understand that?
Do you not understand?
Hamas terrorists attacked innocent people on
Who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares?
The free world cares.
I care about colonialists like you that are killing me.
No. Colonialists gave you education. They gave you railways. They gave you railways.
Colonialists
gave
you
freedom. They gave you freedom.
Colonialists gave me...
They taught you how to play the guitar.
Colonialists gave me high blood pressure, dementia, sickle cell anemia, no tolerance to sugar. So currently I'm not interested in the diet that you're giving me. No. I'm not interested in the fact that you are a colonialist and believe in commonwealth.
Yes.
The wealth that belongs to the masses that you steal every day with your capitalism that relies on scarcity.
That's what pays for your lifestyle and medication and therapy.
Which medication?
You are on medication. You must be, because to me you're not normal.
Oh, and you are?
You're not normal.
And you are?
Yeah.
This is normal?
Yeah, yes it is. Yeah.
Oh my God. Hey people, this is called normal. This is called abnormal.
Now he's called me a fat bastard.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, but
words from the mountain itself,
what do you want me to do?
If you're the mountain,
what do you want me to do?
Eat better. Stop eating at McDonald's to start off with. That would help.
McDonald's is the biggest corporation, one of the biggest. It's like Microsoft. It's like Coca-Cola. It's like I don't know. Procter
and need them?
Yeah. You don't need them, no?
No, I don't need Coca-Cola for sure.
You don't need anything. What do you need?
No, I just don't need
have any
Coca-Cola that bought up all the water rights for the world for the next 50 years, so that if there's starving people over there because they lack water, we now have to beg Coca-Cola because you and your kind are so stupid. You think the main ingredient in women is Coca-Cola, not water. Coca-Cola.
Can we talk about Africa?
This guy is making life for women. Mate, he's making life for women across the planet better because he thinks Coca-Cola from McDonald's will save the planet. Not decency to save water. Stop bottling it. Try to get some from the sky.
Can I just drink a bit of bottled water, actually?
Oh.
It's safer than Thames water.
Why is it safer than Thames water?
Have you ever been on an aeroplane?
Too many times.
Too many times. And so you embrace technology. You have an iPhone.
No.
You don't have an iPhone. You have a Samsung? You must have one phone.
Excuse me. Why? Children. Why would
Are you listening to music?
Excuse me, children. Why would I have an iPhone that's a computer and he knows I listen to music?
Yeah.
And Sony make headphones, they make batteries, they make Walkmans. Excuse me, I'm not interested in the dumb people that have given all their information and made artificial intelligence from England because they're busy being normal like you.
I know, you keep looking under the bonnet.
Because I'm wondering when the baby of BS, when the baby of BS is coming out. I know you've got a microphone, but when are you having this baby?
I've got a homeless guy, right?
When are you having your baby?
Yeah, he's coming soon.
I know.
Yeah, it's going to be twins by the looks of it as well.
It looks like it. Twin hernias. I'm not healthy anymore.
So what
you.
Music do you play? Do you play Bob Marley?
No, I play this song called
One Love.
I play this song called
And are you going to play for us?
Can you play for us?
Freestyle.
By the way, do you not remember me telling you that I'm famous and that by you not knowing me, videoing me, I've got real people that are going to hunt you down and make you what you are.
Now he's threatening you.
I get that every day, so it's nothing new.
Yesterday he was at the Tommy Robinson march, by the way.
Guess what? I was there too.
I was standing next to Tommy. I was his photographer. Oh, Tommy Robinson.
Oi, Tommy. Hey, look. Don't we love idiots from England?
Freedom of speech.
Yes, we do. We cheer them on until they fall over and break their faces.
Do you believe in freedom of speech?
Excuse me?
Do you believe in freedom of speech?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at
No.
all.
So you believe
Speech is not free because everything costs something in this world. So I don't know where you're getting this free speech from. Would you like to make a free
we paid the price
speech?
by the Second World War by not becoming a Nazi country.
This is a Nazi country.
It is a Nazi. Oh, is it?
Saxe
Tommy
Goldberg is
Robinson,
not. Saxe Goldberg is not German. Saxe Goldberg is not German.
So let's move on, and because I'm getting a bit bored with what I'm hearing, because people online are getting bored as well.
They're getting bored with you now.
Well, I'm not here for people online.
That's this here.
I'm glad.
I'm sure he's going to
I'm glad you're into international advertising revenue and streaming. Me, I'm a professional musician, so
play us a song.
Excuse me, you'll never get to hear me because you're not even of the caliber
I'm gonna go
we
on
call
the-
human.
I'm going to go on
I
the London
perform
Underground
for
and
humans
listen
such
to
as
you.
yourself. So remember to keep an eye out for me and my band. Oh, I love you.
Why have you got a microphone?
So we enjoyed the Tommy Robinson march. Are there any questions you want to ask?
Yeah, why are you going to a Nazi march? That's the question everybody wants to ask.
Because I love Tommy Robinson.
You said just a moment ago that the Nazis, we fought against the
fought
Nazis.
Nazism. Yeah.
We think Tommy Robinson
There was
is.
a lot of veterans at that march yesterday as well. There are people who have lost their legs in Afghanistan, right? And they were there. There were the Help the Heroes. Help the Heroes were there. British
So what these
military charities were there.
So what these so-called heroes doing?
They're fighting
supporting
for your freedom of speech.
Because let's not forget,
Because
Britain.
your country.
Mos Mowley was British, and he tried to get Hitler into power.
Let me tell you
and
something.
he tried to have a Nazi revolution here in the UK. There was British military
your country
trying to get Nazis in the
is
UK.
becoming an Islamic republic.
So hold on. So for those of you who are watching, my name is Wendell Daniels. So we've just been informed that Tommy Robinson has been arrested following the event which took place yesterday, and Tommy made it clear that he was likely to be arrested for contempt of court and placed in prison as a direct result of the documentary film he released yesterday. And an hour ago, Tommy Robinson has been arrested. So if you continue, we can carry on this debate. And hey, Jeremy, look in there and carry on the talk. I'm getting those two guys back.
Basically, what I'm trying to tell you is, if you don't stop the rot is going to come to this country. It's already in this country. England has fallen. England is down. England
The only reason Tommy Robinson was arrested
England
is
is
because
never
he was
going to
perverting the justice that's going on. By making... Because every...
No.
Justice.
Hold on. Not now.
Okay, we've got little Tommy Robinson.
So,
sure do hate free speech.
I'll let you speak in a minute. Yeah. So let's go back to you. Yesterday, don't listen to him. Yesterday you were at the Tommy Robinson event.
Yes, we were. Tommy Robinson.
Come on, Tommy.
So Tommy made everyone aware that he was likely to be arrested as a direct result of the documentary film he released yesterday. That film has now caused his arrest. And
Can we talk
Tommy has been arrested.
On what grounds for exposure is it?
Contempt of court.
The judge, he went against.
Contempt of court.
Yeah, Mike,
Can I tell you something?
That's disgusting, mate. That is absolutely disgusting.
The film.
There's nothing that we can... Go on.
The film that we watched yesterday was about a 15-year-old Syrian refugee called Jamal. He lived in Huddersfield and he was bullying all of his other kids at school and stabbing as well and everything else. Basically, the reason that they told Tommy not to make that documentary because it exposes them, and the council officials and all the teachers from taxpayers' money got £825,000 as a gagging order not to talk about the film and not to talk about Jamal. And they asked friends of Jamal. They said Jamal, the Syrian boy, was a bully. He was a violent guy. He carried a knife. And he was very unsafe.
A number of people.
And what's wrong with that? What's wrong with exposing what's happening with freedom of speech?
So don't worry about him. Let's talk about this, sir. So the fact that Tommy has now been arrested, Sam, what do you have to say?
I think it's absolutely disgusting. I think that people need to get together and figure out what it is that we can do to even get him out of there and get him some bail or whatever happens. But we need to do something. March again, but this time not dissipate and go home.
I am personally...
Stay on the streets, don't pay no tax, don't pay nothing towards the government, and literally stay there, don't do nothing.
So do you believe, as a direct result of what happened yesterday and what has happened today, the people are going to now stand up and support Tommy?
I am personally going to be outside Westminster Magistrates Court tomorrow morning because he's going to appear there and the charges are going to be read out and I'm going to be protesting for his freedom.
So if there's anybody here now that's watching and you want to do something,
to Westminster
get
Magistrates
tomorrow, make a point, make a statement, because it seems to be the only thing that actually makes a difference.
That's right. Justice.
So, sir, look at the camera.
Just because you're a Muslim and you want this country to be run by Sharia law, which we don't want. We don't want Sharia law. We don't want your Taliban law.
We don't want Taliban. This man is looking after you, this Iraqi.
You know,
this Englishman looking after you.
The majority
and
of
paying your taxes.
You're paying the taxes.
You know going
You're
work,
a market
enjoying
trader
life.
from
Hold on. What did Tommy do wrong? What did Tommy do wrong? Forget your question. Yeah, but what did Tommy do wrong?
He's not being justice. I'm being justice.
Justice.
With what should have happened to Tommy then? Exactly.
You don't even know anything about
You're good to shout out, but you ain't got the answer.
You didn't come to his speech. You didn't listen.
I'm listening.
So what should have happened to Tommy?
So for those of you who are watching, we're just discussing and something that happened today, where breaking news on Street Mind, where Tommy Robinson has been arrested as a direct result of a documentary film he released.
Shame on you.
Hold on. As a direct result of a documentary film he released yesterday, which we watched, and yesterday I was Tommy Robinson's photographer, so I was there yesterday, and the reason he released the film was because he wasn't scared, and he knew the likely probability, the likely cause was that he would be arrested within hours, and it has happened. So it was predetermined or predicted or foreseeable, I've done law, you know, that Tommy would have been arrested. So yesterday is going to be a historical day, hence the reason I decided to photograph, not film, photograph the entire
Free Tommy
event.
Robinson. Free Tommy Robinson.
Free Tommy.
Free Tommy Robinson.
So the campaign has started. So Wendell Daniel from Street Night yesterday was on stage with Tommy Robinson. So
he got arrested. Free Tommy.
He's Muslim. Come forward.
We don't want Sharia law in this country.
People like him saying go back.
You love Tommy Robinson. Oh, Tommy Robinson. Oh, Tommy Robinson.
May I say something?
Yes. Hold on. Let the young lady say something. Yes, my young lady.
All right. Sorry, I'm Syrian, but I'm Catholic. But at the same time, I do not agree with all the
you know, all the violence that's occurring and people abusing the system. Because since I am asylum seeker, you see.
Oh, so you're talking about immigration now, not Tommy Robinson?
No, I'm talking about Tommy Robinson and everything else that includes the category. Because everybody is just hating on.
So, how long have you been in the country yourself?
I've been here since 2006. So
can you describe to me what it is like for you to live in this great country as a woman? And I've no doubt you're experiencing issues.
With you, I always had a saying, if England... Excuse me, sir, I'm asking.
Tommy Robinson, that's what
I'm saying is, if England was a woman, I would vote for her.
Oh, that is great to hear. But all I can say, thank you very much. Big up, big up. Oi, big mouth. Oi, ethnic. Look in the camera.
Lady, hello.
She's a Christian, by the way.
All he does every week is come down here and heckle.
He wants you to be out. He can't support you. You must understand Tommy doesn't support you. Or you.
Excuse me. Why don't you love Tommy Robinson?
You're standing next to me.
I don't like this. You want this colour out. You want the Muslims out.
Because the colour of his skin. That's all you're looking at.
The colour of anyone, mate.
That's all.
There were a lot of black people there yesterday. There were a lot of black people there yesterday.
You are like
Jesus.
Tommy Robinson, you're a radar. You're going to
There was Muslims down there yesterday.
There were Sikhs there.
Excuse me, Street Mike was there.
There was a lot of white, black, even Chinese people were there.
Whoa, hold on, pull up selector. So we're now getting a debate.
Never come down to the level of hate.
Excuse me, Dust, come forward. Now we can talk about Tommy Robinson. So at the moment we've got Dust, and Dust loves Tommy Robinson. He loves and worships Tommy Robinson.
With a 2-year guarantee not to rust. But only under European law.
So Dust, let's have a debate. Breaking news. Tommy Robinson's been arrested. What do you want to say?
Let's first list the crimes of Tommy Robinson.
Yeah, I've seen that.
The crimes of Tommy Robinson. He was attacking. He committed abuse and fraud.
Hold on.
Fraud against
Attacking, committing abuse, fraud. That's so general. Be specific.
Middle-class people on
Be specific. Give me evidence. You have none.
Tommy Robinson attacked ridiculed working-class people.
How? When? And where?
He was committed for that. He was committed for that crime against it. Also,
you're struggling, Dust. You're struggling.
Crime of following and persecuting a journalist. He was arrested for that. But guess what? Tommy Robinson hates the working class. Despises the working class. Because guess where Tommy Robinson gets his money from? He gets it from rich kids. That's what promotes and supports.
What evidence do you have to support your assertion that Tommy Robinson gets his money from rich kids?
You can Google it. It is common knowledge.
Oh, no, Professor Google. Is that where you get your education from?
Tommy Robinson.
That Tommy Robinson is supported by the rich and wealthy.
Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson.
Working class to attack and manage the working class. That's what Tommy Robinson wants to do. He wants to find vulnerable adults, then to attack other working class people. That's why Tommy Robinson gets paid by the rich kids.
We are British.
So he attacks other.
We are British.
You are nothing.
And the racism.
You're absolutely
This is our
nothing.
culture.
You don't have a culture. All you have is hatred. and the sickness which Tommy Robinson spouts.
Where we from?
That's all you have. And that's all you care about. Violence.
We care.
Hatred. You've got the words of the rich kids who pay for you to hate other working class people.
It's got nothing.
That's what you are. That's what you are.
What message are you sending out right now by you being ever so...
He's a hate preacher.
Exactly. That's what you're
So the message is, don't listen to people who take money from rich kids. And don't listen to the words of people who are obsessed with hatred. Obsessed with hatred.
Trying to change this country.
Excuse me. Look into the camera. You can. What's your name? So hold on. What does Tommy Robinson mean to you?
To change this country into a Sharia law. Sharia law, right?
Sharia law.
And we've all had enough, right?
They've had enough of
We've had
Christian law.
enough.
Christian law and Shia law are exactly the same.
If you talk to these
Abrahamic
Muslims
religions
and
are
ask
exactly the
them,
same.
they'll turn round and say, we want to change your country into a Muslim country.
Let me tell you something.
The Abrahamic religions are the same. They hate each other. The Abrahamic religions are all the same. You don't define a religion by what they say. You define a religion by what they hate. You define a religion by what they hate. And you hate the same thing. You hate the same thing. That's how you define a religion. You will hate anything that isn't you.
Answer her question. What does she hate?
I've already answered.
This is my country.
Because you lost you
We have got friends to support it.
Your only culture, your only God is hatred. Your only God is worshipping hate. That is all you're here to worship. That's all you're worshipping. And that's all you can worship is hate. Our country. Our country. You mean white people?
I didn't vote about
You mean our country?
Hold on! Silence!
You mean our
Silence!
Shush!
Shush! For all of you watching, my name is Wendell Daniel, and welcome to Street Mike, and we're coming to you live and direct from Speaker's Corner, from the regular... Shut up!
Shut up! Our country.
Shut up!
Aren't we?
So, we're now having a debate about Tommy Robinson, who has just been arrested. So, Tommy Robinson has just been arrested, and for those of you who are not aware, yesterday I was on the stage with Tommy Robinson as his photographer in Westminster, at Trafalgar Square. And we've got Dust, who's a Tommy Robinson supporter. So now that Tommy Robinson's been arrested on suspicion of perverting the course of... Is it perverting the course of justice?
Yes.
Are you sure?
He's trying to...
Are you sure?
He's trying to...
Perverting the course.
Tommy Robinson has done before and will do again. And then he'll tell everyone here that it's about paedophilia, when he himself is protecting paedophile.
Hold on. You are the biggest intellectual at Speaker's Corner. So you're telling me that Tommy Robinson was arrested for perverting the course of justice, not contempt?
Proud, I'm proud.
Tommy Robinson will protect people. Tommy Robinson.
You are uneducated. You are unintelligent. You
Christians.
This is my country.
You've been hanging around Tommy Robinson too long.
Children in Pakistan.
You've lost you lose your dignity. So yeah, Christian priests have been paedophiles.
This is what I love about Speaker's Corner. We're having rational. Hold on. Come round there, Jeremy. Come on. Hold on. Let's have some decorum. Hold on. We've got people watching.
Ariana Grande concert. 27 people got blown to death.
Hold on.
He was a Muslim.
Hold on. So, hold on.
Our children. He murdered our children. He murdered our children in Manchester.
She's speaking the truth.
Excuse me.
She's speaking the truth.
If you stand round there.
No, she doesn't like cameras.
Oh, point the camera somewhere else. So, Jeremy, you stand there. Yeah. So you are pro Tommy Robinson.
Yeah, we got
Jeremy.
Tommy.
Dust, stand there. So Dust is anti-Tommy Robinson. I like to debate. Sam, step there. You are pro-Tommy Robinson. One anti-Tommy. Who's anti-Tommy Robinson? I want to debate who's anti-Tommy Robinson. See, everyone loves him. The point being made.
Everyone loves Tommy, mate. Everyone loves Tommy. Even this guy.
So hands up if you love Tommy. Tommy Robinson.
Don't take care of the children. Listen, there's children in Pakistan what's starving, right? And they don't do nothing about that.
So for those of you who are watching, if this is the first time you've seen Street Mike, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So yesterday I was Tommy Robinson's photographer. There's Wendell, there's me up on the stage. And yesterday I was with Tommy for the entire day. I was there for the entire day taking photographs of the event. And now he has been arrested. So those photographs I've taken are very important.
We love Tommy. Tommy fights for our freedom. Tommy fights Muslim child grooming gangs from Rochdale. Tommy exposes bullies. Tommy exposes corrupt politicians. Tommy speaks for. Tommy has.
He doesn't like that colour. He doesn't like Kojak colour.
No, he loved it. He was the.
Hold on, what do you mean by Tommy doesn't love the Kojak colour? Come, step forward. Step forward. So I'm now a Rasta. Oh, did I got a bald head, man?
It wasn't people like it. It was majority black.
You're unintelligent, man. I got a bald head. Look. Am I a Rasta? What kind of rascal? One thing I like the people who follow me.
You don't like him.
No. We just have the common.
I know your heart.
We think of. We want to save it.
Are you enjoying this?
Yeah, of course.
You're the only one mentioning colour. You're the only one mentioning colour. So you say Tommy colour.
Excuse me, sir.
What's Tommy not on stage?
Excuse me. Look in the camera. So,
can I just ask you a very simple question?
You can.
Let me tell you something. If there is a fight between a foreign power, right? Let's say Russia and England, who's going to stay behind? I'm going to stay behind.
Me too.
This guy is going to catch the first plane back to Pakistan. That's where he's going to go. Your loyalty doesn't lie with it.
So look, Dust is running. The dust is blown away.
Dusty on his way. He sent Dusty on his way. He didn't know what he was talking about.
Dust, you're blown away. Get on your bike and go away. You're a rubbish debater. Big up. Hold on, before you go. Hold on, come. You got 1 minute to say anything you want about Tommy Robinson, and I'm not going to stop you. You know me.
It's amazing how Street Mike can love such a known racist as Tommy Robinson. How embarrassing. Do you know, Nelson Mandela Nelson Mandela would be appalled by Street Mike. Nelson Mandela would be ashamed and appalled by Street Mike. That's what Nelson Mandela would be.
I love it.
He'd be appalled by your behaviour,
So would you
and your conduct.
So would you
Supporting the white owner. Supporting the white owner, Street Mike. That's embarrassing.
Tommy Robinson.
come forward?
That's
Come forward.
embarrassing.
Come, let's talk.
That's embarrassing.
Come. So.
Get into a relationship which isn't about abuse.
So thus, you're blown away and you're running off. Good riddance. Goodbye.
Okay.
What's wrong with her?
You're not blonde. You're okay. He doesn't like the colour.
She's free.
No.
So for those of you watching, my name is Wendell Daniel, and welcome to Street Mike, and we're coming to you live and direct from the Speaker's Corner, the regular Sunday mayhem down here at Speaker's Corner. And Tommy Robinson has been arrested, and you're coming back. Come back, look for me, yeah? Yeah.
No, 1 minute. What does it put on your head? What does your people
It's a
put
feeling
on
of
your
guilt.
head?
It's a feeling of guilt.
They put henna on.
Yes.
What's that?
Henna. They put henna into
Henna?
it.
Henna.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, but what's wrong with henna?
Well, what's wrong with me?
But he was pure blonde.
That's a man who puts henna on
What's
his
the
head.
matter?
He was. It's true. It's a fact. He just wants blondes in his country. He doesn't want.
So you're trying to say Tommy's
can't
like
change
Hitler?
her colour.
That's what you're coming
I didn't
to.
say that, but I'm
That's
saying-
what you're trying
I'm
to
saying
say.
it's
Listen, when I was a little girl like that, my hair was this colour. I can't help it. What can I do?
God made her that way.
What do you want me to do? Put it your colour. Do you want me to change it to your colour?
He will
Then
never
let
throw
it
me
go
out.
with my hair.
Tommy Robinson will never kick me out because he knows
If
I know it's too
I'm
late.
a favour for the country.
Unfortunately, that's what we're talking about. That's the whole
Listen,
thing.
1 minute.
You don't embrace
It is.
You
1
don't
He
minute.
knows
Can I
I'm
say
good for the
something?
country. He will kick you out because you're on the
No,
goal.
no.
And you're not.
I was shaking his hand yesterday.
Yeah.
I went,
Look,
right,
one minute, 1
shake
minute.
his hand. What did you
If
say?
I went to your country...
And Michael's with
to
on stage doing his
your
photography,
country,
so what?
Oh, they will love you. They will love
would
you.
look at me.
I swear
no,
to
they
you,
wouldn't.
blonde,
No,
lovely
they
Pakistan.
wouldn't.
You'll be
They'd
respected.
look and say,
They're not gonna. If they want
Every time
you,
he
they
comes
will
to
say
Hyde
to you,
Park,
darling, you
every
want to
time-
marry me?
No.
They will not want to sleep. They don't like this. They're very kosher type, you know.
I think that's a gift then.
No, if I were
I love
country-
gift. Keep them, mate. Keep them.
Here, people like you.
With it,
Oh, they want to shag.
it's got to
Here,
you,
ladies don't want to shag. That's what it's like. In my country, we don't say you want to shag.
Where is your country?
Shag?
Where is your
We say we like you, we want to
You
marry
don't
you.
want to
Oh,
shag.
you want to marry
No,
them?
you.
And you married four
People
of them,
like
not
you
one.
here.
You married
You
four.
say to blonde, I want to shag.
No.
Exactly.
No, you see that?
We don't, yeah, it's
That's
true.
it.
We
How
don't say that
many, how
here.
many wives did the Prophet
Why
Muhammad
does it matter
have?
what
Is it
terminology
stupid?
you
He had
use?
11
It's
wives.
kosher. Are you
It's
crazy?
kosher. One of them was
Are
6
you
years
halal?
One of them
You
was
want
6
to
years
go around
old.
different women now. If I want four wives,
How old was Aisha when Muhammad married her?
stupid now.
Tell me that. 6.
No.
Isn't that
No,
paedophilia?
you don't understand.
Isn't
Look,
that-
in some
you have
certain
paedophilia in your own
in
religion,
certain culture, even when a child is born in a family, oh, we like your daughter. When she grows up, we're going to marry her. What's wrong with
Arranged
that?
marriage.
6 years
That's
old.
called arranged.
No,
That's
no,
not
no.
marriage with that.
Are you crazy?
That's arranged marriage.
You know, it's like
That's not
saying,
without-
like you
What
have a
happens if they
cousin.
don't love
Oh,
each other? What happens if they
can
don't
they
love
get
each
married when
other?
they're 18
What
or
happens
20,
if
whatever,
they
in the
love each
future?
other?
That's what it is.
What? Say that again.
He's talking about arranged marriages.
Yeah,
in
no, I
mean, marriages,
Pakistani. But
No, arranged marriage, if that's a cultural thing, that's sound, that's all right. What I'm saying is it's underage marriage, and that's what we're talking.
There's no such thing
You're
as
skewing it.
underage.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is.
You get
Yes, there is.
married.
But look at Christianity with underage marriages.
We don't want the Christian.
So Bob is here. Bob is here. No, quick, for a reason. Bob, for a reason.
Where you going?
Here he is, the main man, Bob is. Yeah, not too bad. Thank you, brother. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I know. I'm going to go over there and do some filming if you want.
Yeah, let's go over there.
I've got to stand in the shade.
You all right, gentlemen?
I've literally when I say though, I've watched and studied your stuff like last year and a half, you as well as every other person on the park, right? But there was nothing I can even if I look at your stuff, there's nothing I can like say, no, that ain't true. Anything you say now, I've literally done enough research just to say, well, that's like literally, just go over that, but honestly, what you're doing for everyone, what you're doing for everyone, mate, is amazing. God is genuinely using you, like you're like a beacon for people that you maybe don't know. You're like a beacon. So I'm from Kidderminster. There's a lot of people in Kidderminster that know your name, that love what you watch, and you will literally watch it religiously and then talk about your stuff.
Oh wow!
Honestly, mate, like you're way down there. Everyone knows about.
If you want it, you've got a card, right? So
I have. So I've actually got.
So if you want me to come up and talk to a whole bunch of them, if we put together a little seminar,
yeah. Well, we've just done.
Come over and chat.
We started a little. It's a non-profit business, basically doing helping
Testing.
So we've just done up a massive. It's only me, and I've just done up a big church hall.
Yeah.
So if you'd be up for that, then I can get a few people down.
Let's talk.
Come and do a.
Thing.
I've got
absolutely.
All right.
People can hear you now.
So I'm going to do a talk about.
So just a quickie, yeah, Bob.
Yeah.
So Bob, let me put my microphone on. So Bob, good afternoon, and thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. You were at Tommy's event yesterday.
Yep.
You saw the documentary film being released. Yeah, I was also there, as you know. I was on the stage with Tommy. I was his photographer yesterday.
Yeah.
It's now been declared that he has been arrested for contempt of court as a direct result of him releasing that film yesterday.
Yes.
He explained why he released it, and he explained it was likely he would get arrested and imprisoned.
Yeah.
Now that's happened, or the process has started.
Yeah.
What's your comments?
So my thoughts are, firstly, I'm glad that Tommy did what he did, because I think for a long time, a lot of people have gone under the belief that the British state is like free of corruption and that it is a state that functions without political malignancy working through the institutions. And actually what Tommy Robinson's documentary did, and the actions of the state towards Tommy Robinson demonstrate, is that our state operates to a political ideology, and if you're a dissident that steps outside of the realms of that political ideology and you gain traction, the state will use state apparatus to crush you and to break you down. And so the arrest of Tommy Robinson kind of proves his point. I know that the court said don't release that film, but that film raises some very serious questions about how the state operates, about how the state covers things up, and how the state and the media seek to push certain kinds of narratives into the world, even when those narratives are not true, as demonstrated by the documentary that he released. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, you can go to Urban Scoop and you can actually see the release of the documentary that I'm talking about. I think it's called Silenced. Is that what it's called? It's called Silence. So go and watch it, because it raises some serious questions about whether our state and whether our media and whether our courts are operating in an unbiased, objective fashion, or whether actually they're pushing a certain political agenda.
What was your overall assessment, Bob, of the event yesterday and the fact that so many patriots were there of all colours, black, white, pink, blue? There were even mums and dads with prams and young children.
Yeah.
What does that say about the event? What's your own assessment?
Well, my own assessment of yesterday's march with Tommy Robinson is that it once again proves that the media is lying about it. The media presents Tommy Robinson as a racist, alt-right figure that's against people that aren't white. And on stage, there were black gospel singers. Like in the midst of the crowd, you had people from every ethnicity. There were Iranians, there were Asians, there were Brits, there was
Street Mike,
Afro-Caribbeans. Street Mike had access to the stage, photographing everything that he could. If it moved, he took a photograph. You know, and so the point is, the media is lying about Tommy Robinson, and they're lying about Tommy Robinson supporters, because they're trying to portray us as racists. And that's just not true. It's just contradicted by the evidence. And the fact that nearly 100,000 people came on that march, somewhere between 70,000 and 100,000 people were out on that march, I bet you that number has not even been bandied about. It shows that Tommy Robinson is speaking to a lot of issues that a lot of people feel aren't being addressed. And I hope that the movement grows. And I hope people lose their fear of standing up for what is right and what is true in our country.
You were in Parliament, outside Parliament, on the 1st of June, when Tommy released another documentary film called Two-Tier Policing.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, Two-Tier Policing. Yeah. What happened today, doesn't that corroborate what Tommy's been arguing?
Yeah, we've got an example of... We can list a whole bunch of examples of where the state seems to come down harder on some groups than it does on others. So, for instance, who saw the clip of that Muslim fella standing outside the police station with a microphone saying that if we don't get what we want, these motherfuckers are going to get it? And that's to quote him. Did you all see that?
Yeah.
That man has not been arrested for an incitement to violence. He hasn't been arrested for an incitement to hatred. He said it in a public place. It's been broadcast. No arrests.
What would you think?
Now, let me just answer his question, bro. He's doing the interview. So the point is that, and a number of other examples that we've seen where the police come down on patriots with batons and riot horses whilst allowing Palestinians to call for, and Palestinian supporters to call for jihad in the street without so much as cuffing anyone, tells us that we've got a two-tier policing system. And that means that we've all got a problem in this country. Every one of us has a problem in this country. Because if we're not all being policed the same, and we're not all being judged the same, then that means that we are becoming second-class citizens in this country. That is a problem that you should all mobilise to fight against. You should all mobilise to stand against. He's doing the interview, bro. So, as Christians, particularly as Christians, who believe in equality under the law for every person, then we have to stand against this emergent two-tier culture.
My final question, Bob, and it's probably the easiest. Now that our Tommy has been arrested, it is now public knowledge, it's in the media, Google it, you'll find it. Tommy predicted it was going to happen.
Yeah.
What do you see the public doing over the coming days?
Not very much. Not very much, because a lot of the British public are still distracted by bread and circuses. They're still more concerned about their football, their cigarettes, their beer, and the Olympics, which I'll get on to. So they're not while ever they're not affected by everything that's happening, people aren't going to stand up to it. And what we need to do, and the people that are tuned into what's happening, we need to wake up our families. We need to wake up our friends. We need to talk to people about what's happening in this country and how things are sliding in the wrong direction. And we need to use examples. We need to demonstrate our point with examples so that we can rouse people out of their slumber. And we shouldn't be frightened to use anger, and we shouldn't be frightened to use energies of them against us as a means of marshalling people. But we need to make sure that that anger is directed towards positive outcomes through positive means. Not just random acts of violence or random acts of vandalism or random acts of hatred, but rather through the correct kind of political activism that can result in change.
Thank you very much, as normal. So, what are you going to be talking about today, sir?
Well, I'm going to be sending a message to Tommy Robinson supporters.
Good.
I'm going to be talking about the Olympic blasphemy ceremony that occurred. And then I'll also do some Q&As. So I'm going to put it to a vote, since you're my audience. Would you like me to move on to the next topic or just do a Q&A? So if you want me to move on to the next topic, stick your hands up. If you want me to do a Q&A, stick your hands up.
No,
right, so On to my next topic. On to my next topic. Right. So, bear with us 1 second. Who's got a strong voice?
So for those of you who are watching this, if this is the first time you've seen Think Mike, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you follow. If you like me, go into the YouTube chat and tell everyone you love me. If you hate my backside, go in the YouTube chat and tell them why you hate my backside.
Wrong way. Do you know what?
Close, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in that direction.
Oh, you're no singing. Oh,
Timothy
Tommy.
6. Yeah.
Yeah. 1 Timothy
6,
Oh, that's a
11
nice
to
picture,
13,
man.
but don't read it yet. Okay, guys. So I was at the Tommy Robinson march yesterday, and I was obviously shouting, so my voice is a little bit crackly, and if it starts to go, I'm going to invite you to move in a bit. But I want to talk to the people that are supporting Tommy Robinson, and I want to talk directly to you. And I want to ask this very simple question. What are you fighting for? What are you fighting for? You talk about wanting to save England, or wanting to unite the kingdom, or wanting to save English culture. But what exactly does that mean to you? What do you imagine does that mean to you? Because I want to say to you, if the thing that you're fighting to save is pubs and flags and nightclubs and a culture of promiscuity and abortion and divorce, then we're not on the same side. Because that isn't an England that I want to save. That isn't an England worth saving, actually. That is the invention of our great-grandparents, the boomers, those that were born in the 1950s and the 1960s sexual revolution. That Britain is a rupture from British cultural history, not a continuity of British cultural history. It's an aberration that we're coming up to the 100th anniversary of. We're coming up to the 75th anniversary of. But that England deserves to die. That England that is more obsessed with beer and football than it is about family and family values and children and our Christian heritage isn't an England that I want to save. It's actually an England that I want to kill. What is a culture? What is a culture? Like, a culture is not an addiction to substance abuse. A culture is not sleeping around. A culture is not abortion or divorce or immodest dress. These things come about because we've abandoned the Christian faith. Read 1 Timothy 6, 11 to 13 as loud as you can.
But flee from these things, you man of God, and pursue righteousness, godliness, faith, love, perseverance, and gentleness. Fight the good fight of faith. Take hold of the eternal life to which you were called, and you made the good confession in the presence of many witnesses. I charge you in the presence of God, who gives life to all things, and of Christ Jesus, who testified the good confession before Pontius Pilate, that you keep the commandments without stain or reproach until the mandament without stain or reproach until the appearing of our Lord Jesus Christ, which he will bring about at the proper time. He who is blessed at the only sovereign, the King of kings, Lord of lords, who alone possesses immortality and dwells in unapproachable light, whom no man has seen or can see. To him be honour and eternal dominion. Amen.
No, yeah, 13, bro.
13.
Yeah, you got it. No, it's all right. You did it.
Did I go too far?
Yeah, you did. So the point is, as Christians, the thing that is a Christian culture is the embodiment of Christian values. It is the embodiment of a Christian worldview, a Christian doctrinal world. I'll take questions in a bit. A Christian doctrinal worldview. And that has to be embodied in our lives. That has to be embodied in our communities. That has to be embodied in our institutions and in the rhythm of our lives. People talk about a culture, but it has to be more than tokenism. It can't be lip service to Christianity while upholding liberal degeneracy. We can't say this is a Christian culture, but it's okay to go out and get wasted on a Friday night. We can't say that this is a Christian culture, but we want to let women have abortion. We can't say that this is a Christian culture, but we want to let men walk away from the women that they get pregnant without taking responsibility for the children that they help to create. And no, I'm taking questions later, bro. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't feed the troll, because the thing is, whenever I challenge this guy to a debate, he always runs away. But then he interrupts whenever I try to do a talk. So, guys, please, if you're a Christian, don't feed the troll. He's just feeding on your energy. Ignore him, ladies and gentlemen. Because I said I'd take questions, but he can't wait. So, ladies and gentlemen, as Christians, we can't uphold a Christian culture and say that we're in favour of a society in which we think immodesty of behaviour is normal. What do I mean by immodesty of behaviour? Immodesty of behaviour is getting wasted in public, collapsing on the street in a puddle of your own sick because you're drunk, and then celebrating that as somehow a good night out. Immodesty of behaviour is things like where you dress immodestly, and that is something that both men and women can do. Immodest behaviour is where you fraternise and flirt in overtly sexual ways. These are not Christian. That's not a Christian culture. That's a liberal culture, and you can't sprinkle Christianity on top of liberalism and then say that it's Christianity. And that's what Richard Dawkins and Douglas Murray are talking about when they talk about a Christian culture. They're just talking about an older version of liberalism, a 1950s version of liberalism that they want to call Christian. That is not us. We must flee from that, as it says in Scripture. We must pursue righteousness, which means that we pursue justice and mercy as defined in Scripture. That we pursue order and discipline and the tutelage of the Christian faith, brothers and sisters. A real Christian culture has things like this in it: pilgrimages to holy sites. It has the idea of prayer, of life at home spent with your families, celebrating the achievement of saints. How many of you know what Whitsuntide is? Put your hand up if you know what Whitsuntide is. Do you see how disconnected you are from your own Christian culture? That's your heritage, and you don't know anything about it. Whitsuntide is a celebration of Pentecost. How many of you know that Halloween isn't even a Christian celebration? It is the evening of Hallowmass, like Christmas Eve. It's the celebration of the Triduum of the All Saints and All Souls, where the church remembers those that have done great things for it. You're going to go to Philippians 3:11-13. A Christian culture celebrates Easter and fasts in Lent and Advent. Who knows what Advent is? Advent is the build-up to Christmas. How many of you in the build-up to Christmas start going to parties and eating lots and drinking lots? How many of you do that? That's not what you do during Advent. Advent is a time of fasting that builds up to Christmas. So, one example of how a Christian culture is different from our liberal culture is that a Christian culture in Advent fasts up to Christmas, the 25th of December. It doesn't eat lots. Here you go. Philippians 3:11-13. It fasts in the build-up to Christmas, which means that when we're invited to those parties, we don't partake. We separate ourselves out. And so we live a different culture. Yeah? Christianity is about seeing the family as the basic unit of society. Liberalism says that it's the individual. Communism says that it's your local community. Christianity says it's neither of those, and it is the family unit. The parents, the children, the grandparents, the cousins. That is the basic unit of the Christian family. So I ask you again, what are you fighting for, Tommy Robinson supporters? Are you fighting for the very liberal secularism that has destroyed England, or are you fighting for your heritage as the English, as the British people, which cannot be separated from its Christian values, from its Christian doctrines? And when we anchor ourselves in those Christian values and Christian doctrines as Englishmen, it means that we lodge our struggle in a way that doesn't exclude people of other ethnicities. Because if we're fighting for a Christian England rather than an English England, then that means every African, Asian or Chinese or Arab Christian can join us in the same fight and in the same struggle. And more than that, because as Christians we don't fight for England at all, but we fight to bring the kingdom of God on earth, that means that we are sustained in the struggle regardless of the setbacks. Regardless what happens to the United Kingdom, our fight is the same. We Christians have been fighting Islam for 1400 years. You English patriots who have just cottoned on to this have only just discovered a struggle that Christians know in every part of the world. Welcome to our experience. Now you know what Christians in Egypt, Sudan, Nigeria, Pakistan, Indonesia, Malaysia, Lebanon, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco, Albania have had to go through, ladies and gentlemen. So, remember, right, shout louder than him, Philippians
11 to 13, yeah?
Yeah, go for it.
In order that I may attain the resurrection from the dead, not that I have already obtained it or have already become perfect, but I press on so that I may lay hold of that for which also I was laid hold of by Christ Jesus. Brethren, I do not regard myself as having laid hold over it yet, but one thing I do, forgetting what lies behind and reaching forward to what lies ahead.
As Christians, we are called to lay hold of a future. And that future is to see the kingdom of God here on earth. We are called to establish a new Christendom as Christians, not to preserve a dying liberalism that is nothing but a cancer upon Western civilization. We must lay hold of the reality of the resurrection, that the kingdom of God has been established on earth. And we must bring that into reality in our economics, in our politics, in our social customs, in our culture, in our art, and in every area of our lives. When we commit to that future, we will stumble upon the answer to Islamization, because Christendom suffocates Islamization, whereas liberalism metastasizes Islamization. Liberalism leads to Islamization. Don't believe me. Think that I am lying. then consider the history of Nigeria, where they tried to stop Islamization through liberal secularism and they ended up with Islamization. Look at France, the example par excellence of liberal secularism, where Islamization is growing. Look at America, another country that commits itself to liberal secularism and is failing to stop Islamization. Look at Germany, another secular state, collapsing under Islamization. Look at Sweden, another country committed to liberal secularism and is leading to Islamization. Look at the UK, whose politics are all about liberal secularism, and what we've ended up with is Islamization. So just doubling down on liberal secularism is not helping us. We need to have a vision to a different political future. We must move away from what is dying to the new kingdom, to the new life. And that in this world looks like a new Christendom. So I'll ask you again, what are you fighting for? To preserve a failed liberal secularism or to establish a new Christendom? Any questions? Thank you. Now's your chance, bro, if you want to come and debate. Come here and debate.
Come and debate.
Come and debate.
I'm looking forward to this, mate.
Come and debate, heckler.
Get in there, mate.
You fake. You're fake.
My question is, why do you think liberalism has failed?
Right.
No. You've got one on already.
I'm a little bit, drunk. Why do you think liberalism has failed?
Listen to what Bob was just saying.
So, guys, this shows you how little attention he just paid. Because his first question was, why do I think liberal secularism has failed? Exactly. So, I just want to point out to you the arrogance of the liberal who was heckling me. He didn't even pay attention to the entire talk. He just came to heckle.
Do you know why I'm...
But for his sake, for his sake, I'll remind you why liberal secularism is failing. Liberal secularism is failing because we are having a demographic collapse in the West. Liberal secularism is failing because we've got two-tier policing in the West. Liberal secularism is failing because Islamists who are pushing a vile ideology into our society are going unchallenged by the liberal secular state.
No, it's getting challenged.
Liberal secularism is failing because multiculturalism is failing. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the reasons why liberal secularism is failing.
Oh, now it's my turn. So, haven't we already got a movement in our democratic society that is pushing against this two-tier policing? Because
So I'm just cutting in. I'm just cutting in. My apologies to you, Bob. I don't do it, as you know. Yeah, I've just had a... Yeah, for those of you who are watching, I've just had a phone call. There is a protest outside of Downing Street at 4 p.m. in support of Tommy Robinson. So there's a protest outside of Downing Street at 4 p.m. I've just had a call.
Downing Street in support of Tommy Robinson. Go on.
As I was saying, liberalism gives us the right to protest, to talk amongst each other, to push back against cultural forces in our society that we don't like. And this is happening, isn't it? We've got movements that are trying to fight back against two-tier policing. That's how it's fighting back, because we're allowed to have this speech.
Right. So his argument is...
the democratic process goes on.
Liberalism and the liberal democratic system allows us to fight back against Islamization. Yeah. And I agree. I am not saying that the democratic process doesn't allow us to push back against Islamization, but liberalism discourages it. And here's why. Because liberalism says that the state is neutral, that the state doesn't have metaphysical values, metaphysical beliefs, and that all citizens are free to pursue within the democratic system their own way of life in a multicultural society. And that is exactly the thing that allows Islamization. Whereas a Christendom, whilst allowing Muslims to live amongst them, would not tolerate Sharia courts, would not tolerate the Adhan being blasted in megaphones into people's homes, would not tolerate the brutal halal slaughter of animals. Christendom would not tolerate Islamization, but liberalism does. And that's why liberal secularism is failing, whereas Christianity does not.
I think actually a liberal democracy does need a backstop here. In the American Constitution, it starts with we find these inalienable rights like fundamental. And so you do need like a fundamental thing. It cannot be neutral on every single issue, because like, it can't just be neutral on like racism or sexism or like fundamental values, yeah? But we are trying to establish human rights. Our backstop is human rights, fundamental human rights. We don't believe God has given to us. We just think each person inherits human rights, and the state should stand up for them human rights, and then that can give us like standing up for freedom and restrictions on people who try to take other people's freedom this way. That is what a liberal state is, and it's a damn good moral framework for allowing people to exist, but to not crossing over fundamental things. We have like a justice system that is trying to uphold justice. We're doing all right, mate. We're doing all right.
Okay. Apparently, we're doing okay.
Yeah.
We kill hundreds of thousands of our children in abortion. We end up with a high divorce rate, destroying families and lives. We have broken families. We have substance abuse going through the roof. But apparently, we're doing okay.
Yeah, I can give
you...
We
have Islamists storming police stations in East London, threatening police officers in Manchester, both without arrests, both without police action. We have Palestinian supporters marching through our street, calling for genocide in the Middle East. But apparently, we're doing okay.
Yeah, I'll give you the source.
I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't finished yet.
Sorry, go on.
I didn't interrupt you. Don't interrupt me. I want to point out to you, ladies and gentlemen, that if that is his bar of doing okay, then his bar is too low.
Okay.
And I, as a Christian, want to offer a better bar.
Okay, brilliant.
This is what an okay society looks like. An okay society looks like stable families that are wholesome, where drug abuse and substance abuse are driven into single-digit numbers, where, ladies and gentlemen, Muslim thugs can't just run riot in our streets and get away with whatever they want, where people are policed equally under the law, and where we can't guess the outcome of a court judgment before the trial's even finished, because we know our court system has been utterly politicised. What a healthy culture looks like is a society that lifts up Jesus. Why, ladies and gentlemen?
This is way too loud for me. Keep it down,
because you have two gods that are being offered to you. The liberal, who is interrupting me but will complain if I interrupt him. The liberal, who is interrupting me but he complains when I interrupt him. He has offered you the God of humanity. The God of humanity. That God of humanity is a subjective God. It takes the shape of whatever the majority of people want it to look like. So if the majority of people are Muslim, then their God of humanity starts to look a lot like Sharia law. And suddenly, we don't have equal rights under the law.
If you don't want to hear from me,
walk off. There you go. Bye-bye. He's running away.
You took all my time.
No, you didn't. We never agreed any time. We never agreed any time. You interrupted me. You made points. You made points. I am replying to your points. If you want to organise the debate, we can time it. There you go. No, he's complaining. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Make my point, which will take 30 seconds.
Who wants me to finish my point? There you go. Most people want me to finish my point. Thank you. So, are you a Democrat? Because the people have voted, so listen to their voice. Now we'll see if he's a Democrat.
How long are you going to take? How long are you going to take?
The people have voted, I can finish my point. So, ladies and gentlemen, the problem with the religion of humanity is that you end up with this. You end up with this. Humanity is just what I want it to look like. But the idea of humanity is a borrowed idea from Christianity. Humanity only has dignity if you believe that there is a God that has given humanity dignity. Ignore him. Don't feed the trolls. Don't feed the trolls. Just block him off. Just block him off. The idea of the value of humanity is rerouted in the idea of God, and that God has given us dignity. Without God, we're just animals.
Way too loud.
And if we're just animals, notice he's going away now.
You're shouting in my ear.
Notice he's just... Notice he's sulking. Not a Democrat. Not a Democrat. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. The reality is we can only pin down our common values if we have a common metaphysics, ladies and gentlemen. So, any other questions or comments? Go on, brother.
What the fucking truth you know religion?
Why or what? Why? So why, ladies and gentlemen, is the family the basic unit of society according to the Christian faith? It is because when we look in Scripture, God builds his covenant on a family, on the family of Abraham, on the family of Isaac, on the family of Jacob. And God builds his new covenant on a family, the Holy Family of Joseph, Mary, and Jesus.
You are liar.
Just ignore the troll, ladies and gentlemen. They behave like this because if they talk somewhere else, no one will listen to them.
Exactly, man.
And that's how he behaves. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is why the family is the basic unit of a society. Because the family is the basic unit of the covenants. And in the new covenant, the family is the basic unit. Wait, do you want to come and debate? Then let someone else ask a question. Any other questions or comments? Let someone else ask a question.
So for those of you who are watching, just to let you know that Tommy Robinson has been arrested, and I've received a call. There is a protest outside of number 10 Downing Street at 4 p.m. As a direct result of that, this stream is coming to an end in a few moments. The reason why Tommy Robinson's been arrested and there is going to be a protest. Shut up, you fucking idiot. Dickhead.
I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
Yeah, let me show people what you look like. You foreigner. You foreigner. You uneducated foreigner.
Foreigner? You fucking what? Foreigner?
Any other questions?
Why do you believe liberals have failed? Why give you all religious people space?
Right. Why has liberalism failed when it gives everybody religious space? Here's why liberalism has failed. It does give everyone religious space. That's true. I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm not saying everything in liberalism is bad, because liberalism is built on the scaffold of Christianity. But liberalism, because it sees all religions as being culturally irrelevant and only a private...
So, for those of you who are watching, my apologies. We're now shutting down. I have to go to Downing Street where a protest is planned for 4 p.m. So I'm now shutting down, going to Downing Street where there's a protest in support of Tommy Robinson taking place. So I've never done this before, but I got to do what I got to do. So thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.
To their own culture. And so it's the very fact that it allows everyone to have their own culture that leads